Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Torya.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic.
You know, there's definitely no shortage of opinions around here.
Is there really a shortage of opinions anywhere?
Well, there's definitely no shortage of them here.
It seems like most people here agree, except one small group of idiots.
Well, but the problem is that the small group of idiots grows bigger and bigger because nobody ever speaks out against it. So
we're not in California anymore. Plenty of people speak out against the group of idiots here.
I don't usually see it. The same group of idiots runs the asylum here as ran it in California. They just have some stuff that they've done in the course of the history of the state that has set up like perma laws that can't be revoked, that have helped keep things sane, is the only way I can put it. Because I think the politics in this state, Nevada, are very sane. I mean, it's weird to me that the legislature is dominated by Democrats. But then they elected a Republican for governor against an incumbent Democrat.
Guess you know what people are sick of.
It's just weird, isn't it? It's almost like the voters said, all right, the Democrat had a chance. He didn't do such a great job. Let's let the Republican try.
Pretty much.
It's weird, right?
Better than what California does, which is just keep electing the same fucking idiots over and over again.
Well, let's see. I mean, it's too soon to tell. I mean, it seems like the local type of people, they seem to have their act together. And, you know, I say this just in reference to the article that you told me about who was it? Is it Alex Jones? Is that who the person was?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Alex Jones. He's kind of a whack job, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
And Roseanne.
I don't really agree with his politics, nor Roseanne's for that matter. So, you know, okay, I get it. But there are people that are demanding that these people were mad that the city granted a permit for the Alex Jones, Roseanne Barr, and others.
Reawaken America.
There's an event called Reawaken America, and it's clearly going to be extremely right-wing because, I mean, Alex Jones is as right-wing as you can get, in my opinion. And they want them to revoke the permit because, you know, it's public-funded property, and so the public wants to revoke the permit. Well, the government said, no, sorry. You know, there's this thing, it's called the First Amendment.
And specifically said the city is not affiliated or in any way officially connected with the Reawaken America tour. This event is a third-party rental of a public space, and access will be restricted by the renter to ticket holders. Permits for rentals are based on content-neutral and equal opportunity criteria. As long as permit criteria and requirements are met, the city of North Las Vegas does not discriminate against those wishing to lawfully assemble. As a government agency, the city of North Las Vegas has an obligation to uphold the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, ensure that all citizens, popular or not, majority or minority, conventional or unconventional, have access to public spaces for public expression. Public safety is the city's top priority, and the city is vigilant with third-party rentals.
That was the full statement?
Yep.
You know, I'm going to make a prediction. it will have already happened by the time anyone hears this. But my prediction is that there's going to be some crazy loons on the side that wanted them to get the permit revoked that are going to purposely go there and try to start some violence so that it gets shut down because of violence. That seems to be the way things work. Like, did you see the video of the guy riding on a bike and he's kind of in a somewhat, semi-rural area of the United States, and the sign just said Trump won. Someone had made a sign, and they made it out of looked like they actually got like a giant what do you call those things? Canvas made with wood frame and everything, and painted it on there. But anyway, this guy tried to kick through it and he couldn't. So he came back after dark and he lit it on fire.
That's friendly.
And some kind of cloth or something was dangling from the guy's house right next to the sign. Could have caught on fire and caught his whole house on fire. All because you wanted to burn a sign that said Trump won. How about you just disagree? I don't agree that Trump won. Trump
because,
lost.
Don't you know disagreeing with somebody politically means you have to be violent towards them now?
Sure feels that way.
It's the only answer.
It sure feels that way. And it's insane to me the way it is handled in that exact manner, that you don't even need to tell people the facts before they make up their mind about something. They just ask one question. How do the Republicans feel about it? Oh, they're in favor of it. All right, I oppose it. It's literally how those conversations go.
Pretty much.
And that kind of thinking is so prevalent that it is what has led to what we've talked about before, of the whole, you disagree with someone and they're a Democrat, then you must be a Republican because you disagreed with them.
I know, the audacity of you disagreeing with them on one issue. It clearly means you're the opposite of them on every issue, and they might light you on fire 17 times.
Exactly. And I will say this, for all of its downfalls that I could talk about, the Libertarian Party has one thing in its favor, and that is that they're pretty accepting of differences on non-essential issues. They really have their platform and they want you to agree with their platform. Makes sense, right? Why would you be part of an organization where you mostly disagree with their platform?
Yep.
And they just want you to mostly agree with their platform. As long as you mostly agree with their platform, the rest of the other issues, they don't care as much what you think about it. And so you're allowed to think what you want. And I think that's the best approach for socio-political issues. I think you have to have that open mind.
Yeah, but none of the actual political parties are like that.
Well, I know.
Not even one.
Oh, I know. It doesn't even, that's truth. It doesn't play out the way it should.
No, because you always get the fascists who want everybody else to believe exactly what they believe. And if you don't believe that, then you're their enemy and they try to shut you up.
Yep.
So.
It's true. But, it's getting worse and worse and worse in this country, to the point that I really feel bad for kids that are being born today, what their life's going to be like, because the direction this place is going is not good.
Lucky offspring.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, really? Couldn't live anywhere that's any better. Different, sure, but not any better.
Yep. I don't know. It's just frustrating to me, because some otherwise intelligent people, and otherwise, what does that mean? I mean, it literally for me just means they have appeared intelligent the majority of my interactions with them. Okay, otherwise intelligent people start spouting the party line on crap. It's just too much. Like recently, Biden finally went to Maui. Boy, did he screw up that trip. And then
Screws everything up.
and then there's a big thing there where he falls asleep at some event there, and they're trying to say he was deep in thought.
Come on now. Him falling asleep was not his biggest fuck up in Hawaii.
But they're trying to say he was deep in thought. Anything to excuse stupidity.
Are they trying to say his kitchen fire killed 300 people?
Yeah, that'll be next. That was a good one. That was a good one. So it'll be interesting. We're recording this the night of the first GOP debate. And I only say first because I'm not sure if they're having more than one, but they probably will. But it's the night of that. And also, I guess, Tucker Carlson's interview with the orange guy, Trump, will be aired today as well. So tomorrow will be interesting to see reactions to the debates and whatnot. I always find that.
Ought to go on social media tomorrow. Much appreciated.
I always find it interesting.
Because you'll be watching YouTube. And that's what'll be on.
Anyway, but I think we kind of beat up that topic. I think that
Oh no, we didn't talk about the very best part. The very best part was I found this because I found the place that is protesting it. And they talk all about Alex Jones and all the horrible things that he's done, which are what they are. But we need our city to have higher standards when deciding who can use taxpayer-funded venues in our public parks. Okie dokie. That's interesting. Then they say that this thing is a 2-day conference featuring conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and 50 others known for spreading disinformation. And so anyway, I thought their post was stupid, and all the comments thought their post was stupid too. So I went and I copied and pasted the disclaimer from the city about what they said about it. And some guy came back and he's like, what was the point in cutting and pasting that BS? The government can still be neutral and have standards of who they rent the space to. Are you even a taxpayer in the city of North Las Vegas? Because, they have to do their, I'm a taxpayer, you should just shut the fuck up thing. Well, I think he should shut the fuck up. That's basically what I said, but in a nice way. That was my favorite part, being asked if I was a taxpayer. Do you remember when we went to La Palma?
Well, but
to that city meeting?
You give them your punchline. That was the best part of the whole entire thing, and you're just skipping it.
I said, yes, not that it's any of your business. Free speech is free speech, even if you disagree with it.
That was the punchline. Like, that was like the mic drop moment. You just walk. He goes up to the mic. He says his bullshit. You respond to his bullshit with that, and then you look him square in the eye and you drop the mic at his feet and walk away.
Somebody commented.
No one can beat that.
Well said, thinking person. Smiley face.
Well, yeah, and that tells you that what we just ranted about, other people see it as well, like lots of other people. Because that person is literally saying that you were a thinking person. You actually concluded that, wow, you can disagree and still allow the person to exist. I mean, that's the thing that I think is kind of scary today, is that people, when they disagree with you, they just want you to disappear.
Yeah.
They
want to live in an echo chamber.
Yeah. And it's funny, like you just said, there could be 10,000 issues. You agree with them on 9,999. How about 9,999.5? You agree with them on 9,999.5 of the issues, and you disagree on 0.5 of the issues. So in other words, you mostly agree on everything. And they will still want you to, they still want you to disappear because you disagreed on something.
Oh, I know. And then if you're agreeing with the liberals on this many things, then they'll call you a Trumpanzee and an ultra mega and all the other things. And then if you disagree with the Republicans, they call you a libtard and an idiot, and then all that good stuff. Everybody's an idiot. How about that?
Well, yeah,
and bullshit extremists.
And what's funny is there's like an Australian version of like kind of, it almost feels like a parody of Fox News, if you ask me. But over time, at least when I first saw it, I thought that. But over time, I've come to realize that it's more just like an Australian version of Fox News, and they like to report on the USA, like on their full show. they report on everything, Australian news, world news, etc. But they like to talk about what happens in the United States.
Right.
And they pick out some of the things that just make you laugh your head off. They have one segment on Fridays called Lefties Losing It. And it's just like video of like women in like their car ranting about how a man, can you imagine, a man told me to cross the street, go ahead and cross the street. And while he would wait, why should he have to wait for me? Imagine that, a man. And she just kept stressing the man. They're like, why is she losing it? We get it. It was a man, you know, and they give their like commentary. But what makes it funny to me is the Australian accent while bagging on the person in the video. It just makes me laugh.
That is pretty funny.
And that's what I've seen more of recently. That just, I don't know. It shows you, if you think about it, the absurdity of the way people handle those kinds of situations. Who's on the left? Who's on the right? Who cares who's on the left or who's on the right? Here's this issue. Where do you stand on it? That's really what matters, right? Not what side of the aisle you're on. Who cares about that shit? And unfortunately, like just about anything else that any other cult somebody belongs to, even if you made it so that outwardly you're not able to tell what party someone's from because like their registration doesn't show it or whatever,
you can tell.
You'd still tell because they'd find some way of letting you know. Trust me, they would find some way of letting you know. How many people have met a friend who does CrossFit who hasn't told you they do CrossFit? Come on.
Or a vegan.
I mean, that's not a slam. It's just the truth. They all say it. They tell you. And I mean, even vegans, they're crazy about that, but I get why they tell you. It's like, you're going to invite me over to dinner. Don't try to feed me a hamburger. I'm not eating it. You know, I get it, but it just is weird how it gets introduced into that.
For the piece of ground beef.
Oh, crap. I think that's all I've got. I can't even breathe anymore after you said that.
Well, I guess Mike is going to sleep. Good night, everyone.
Still a bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.